We're taking it back.
Hey guys, Nexus here, and today I'm going to be redoing my tank build because it has come to my attention that a lot of people are very pissy about the one I did. While I do have my reasonings behind it, rather than make a video arguing with people who probably won't even see the video, I'm just going to redo it in a way that you guys will probably like it. Now, before we get into this, this is not a PvP build, okay? If you comment in the comment section saying, oh, this is fucking terrible, you're just gonna get your ass handed to you by other players. Yeah, no shit. When you go into the Dark Zone, you just need to evenly build everything, use the skills you're best with, and things like that. Being a tank, a medic, or DPS has nothing to do with PvP. This is for PvE only. These things will become more important when incursions come out, but I'm trying to get these videos out now so people have a very good understanding before incursions come out. So with that said, if you leave a comment saying, oh, you're going to get your ass kicked in PvP, I'm going to delete your comment. I don't want, just stupid people saying that this build is terrible for a reason that it's not even fucking built for. Anyway, with that little piece of anger out of the way, let's get right into it. First off, I originally went with a SMG and an assault rifle, but I have an SRS, high-end SRS, sorry about that. I have a high-end SRS, which does a very good amount of damage, and it's also very good at a medium to long range. So I have the close range, and, an SMG can be used at medium range if you're pretty good too, and then the medium to long range weapon, so at pretty much any range I'll be able to shoot the enemy and pull aggro to me. Each weapon does a good amount of damage, with the Vector clearly doing more because, well, let's face it, it's overpowered as shit. Armor-wise, I don't understand why people didn't understand this. I don't know why I have to cover this, but you want to build primarily firearms and stamina, and you want to build electronics, but kind of put that in the back burner. Firearms will help you pull aggro and keep aggro on you because they will attack whoever is doing the most damage. And stamina, well, that'll keep you alive longer. And secondly, for the mods, the only thing I really need to cover with the mods is I have an Omega rifle suppressor on here right now. I normally don't have that on here. I normally put the muzzle brake. I have another muzzle brake, sorry. But, yeah, normally you don't want a suppressor on your sniper rifles. I'm not going to take it off or anything because currently I'm trying to keep... This is a really good sniper rifle for the Dark Zone, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Yeah, do not put a sniper rifle because the reduced threat will cause enemies to aggro to anyone that isn't you. You do not want reduced threat on anything. You will actually find that there are things like loud vent break right here. It has 17% increased threat. If you can find that, you definitely want to use that for a tank build. Increased threat will draw the enemies to you even if you're not doing the most damage. But like I said, I'm leaving that on there just because the sniper rifle is good as it is. Alright. So, and then armor-wise, it's clearly just use the best armor you can get. Try and build firearms and stamina. Electronics is great, but if you can have higher firearms or stamina for a tank build, I definitely go with it. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So, next thing, we're going to talk about skills. You can use the Seeker Mine or Ballistic Shield. Either one works for me. Some people were angry that there wasn't enough crowd control in my last build. So I put the Seeker Mine. You can either use Gas Charge or Air Burst. I find that the cluster doesn't really do enough damage to make it, 100 or really useful. This flushes enemies out of cover and disorients them for an extremely long period of time. And, look at that. Lifetime 45 seconds. You're disoriented for 45 seconds? Holy shit, you're gonna get some kills if that happens. And airbursts will obviously get them out of cover too because their cover is going to be on fire. Personally, when I go tanking, I prefer the ballistic shield with the kinetic breaker where you get a heal from the damage that it takes. I use this to move up from cover to cover and push up on a boss, or if I have to retreat because I'm getting pushed too hard, you just whip out the shield, you'll heal up, and then it'll give you enough time to get to cover. And instead of mobile cover, I went with smart cover because the recharger will heal you as well as it will also decrease your cooldowns if you're standing next to it. So if you're in cover and, you know, you're getting trapped there and you throw this down, it'll help recharge your ballistics cover or ballistic shield quicker so you can move out of damage. So I personally go with these two, smart cover and ballistic shield. I know some people are going to say seeker mine is the better way to go, but that's a personal opinion. And then survivor link, 80% damage resistance. That's all I'm saying about that. That's the one thing I don't think anyone can argue with me about a tank build. Alright, talents, adrenaline. Use a medkit when not at full health to receive an overheal. Having an overheal will help you very much, because if you're going into a boss battle and you need to rush up to cover or something, you might take a good bit of damage in that process. Just in general, having an overheal is extremely helpful though, so I would recommend taking that. Critical save, this will be in every build, obviously, because I think it's the best talent on this tree. Use a medkit at low health. Low health is referred to as 1 bar of health, which is generally the point in which you use a medkit. You will have damage resistance decreased by 40%, or, sorry, you'll have a damage resistance increase, not decrease, increase by 40% for 10 seconds. So basically you'll be taking nearly half damage after you just use the medkit, which is exactly the moment in time when you don't want to be taking a lot of damage. Third, I use Tactical Advance. Cover-to-cover move increases weapon damage by 2% per meter covered for 10 seconds. This helps out a lot because as a tank you need to use cover. As I previously said and comments in the last video, having a tank build with 100k plus health like a lot of other YouTubers are showing really doesn't, how does that help you? How does having a lot of health help you? What you need to do is you need to deal damage to pull aggro, have a good amount of health that you're not going to die, but what you really need is a medic with you. If you're going to play tank, you need to have your buddy playing as a medic. Watch my medic build. No one really complained about that video. Alright, and then evasive action. During cover-to-cover move, incoming damage is reduced by 30%. You know, your tank, 30% damage reduction. I don't really know what else there is to say about that. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Sorry it's kind of rushed. It's just I'm redoing this video, and I have a few other videos that I wanted to get done today. So, I hope the people who were angry with me about my first video will, get the stick out of their ass, because I think they just missed the point. That last video, I wasn't showcasing gear, I was showcasing skills and talents, and yet people were like, oh, 37k health, what the fuck, this isn't a tank build. Well, I was level 30 for like 2 days when I made that build. I have not changed the way my gear is set up really in hardly any way, and yet it just scaled up, okay? Everything just scaled up because, like I said, a level 30 who's been level 30 for a couple days and a level 30 who's been level 30 for 2 weeks is a huge fucking difference, and I don't think people realize that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video more than the last one, and peace out.